perfect. There's many different definitions to that word. However, in today's video, that's going to apply to Spider-Man costume designs. Now keep in mind, Spider-Man cosplays are nothing to joke about because they're really expensive to buy, hard to make, and very difficult to clean. Heck, some people even, ask me to clean their cosplays because I am the only person in my school that knows how to deal with spandex. So, anyways, I honestly have my own idea of what the perfect Spider-Man cosplay would be. So, let's get right into it. Let's get started on something that, that makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, or one of the things that make it. The costume colors. Now keep in mind, this will be a classic a Spider-Man suit. Meaning that none of that Miles Morales or Gwen Stacy nonsense. I'm talking just a classic red and blue costume. For this costume, I want to pick this shade of red and this shade of blue, simply because they're my favorite shades of the colors. However, that's not the only reason. Because in the Marvel universes, haven't you noticed that other street-level heroes that wear red always have like a gritty, darker red than any other color than that they have on the costume that isn't black? I think that Spider-Man should have this on his suit so that way he can match the overall reality of the universe. And as for why he added the blue on the suit, like that bright blue, is so that way people can trust him. Because while the world is a dark place, there also need to be places where you could just feel open. Somebody who you can trust with your life. And let me ask you another question. Who in their right mind is going to trust somebody who swings from building to building, crawls on walls, shoots silk out of his wrists, and can lift a car with ease? Who's going to trust a guy like that who doesn't at least look like he has good intentions? Oh yeah, and did I mention that he's a teenager? Well, at least he was a teenager when he first started being Spider-Man. But guess what? This motherfucker is able to go toe-to-toe with Wolverine. That's right. Spider-Man can go toe-to-toe with fucking Wolverine, putting him right up there with Deadpool and Silver Samurai. There's literally a Spider-Man game where Spider-Man rips Wolverine in half. I'm not joking. Look it up. I'm not going to show it here. Just look up Spider-Man ripping Wolverine in half and you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, for God's sake, Spider-Man literally has the ability to punch the jaw off of a man. But anyways, like I was saying, how are you going to trust a man that's capable of doing all the things that Spider-Man is capable of? However, he doesn't look or act trustworthy. He has to act and look like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Otherwise, people won't trust him at all. And they'll turn to J. Jonah Jameson's side and call him a menace, a monster, a freak. Which is the opposite of what Peter wants. So, in terms of color, Spider-Man should be the dark and gritty red, but the friendly and bright blue. Alright, now, onto the back logo. For the back logo, it should also be a mix of the general suit, friendly, but also, gritty, professional, or serious, whatever you want to call it. I'd suggest either this logo shape, or just pull a Sam Raimi and make it look like an actual spider. Now, the front spider logo should be one of these. At least somewhat look like one of these. Either that or just maybe just do what the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man did and Just put the classic back logo, make it smaller in black, and then just put it on the front of the suit. And, alright, now for time for the web pattern. The web pattern should just look like how it does in every other form of Spider-Man media. Just black lines with a black line pattern that looks somewhat neat on the red parts of the suit. And if this is, a suit that was made in Peter's teenager days, the webs can be a little bit sloppy. All right. Anyways, now time to move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I would want something like this. And if not like this, I'd want how the eyes look, how people said that the eyes would look on the James Cameron Spider-Man suit. If this suit wasn't made from like pure spandex, like printed spandex, I'd want the costume to be made out of like either one of these pairs of materials. For example, ribbed spandex for the red and velvet spandex for the blue. 4-way stretch spandex for the red and satin fabric for the blue. The front part of the front spider emblem and the black part of the eyes would be made out of foam. However, for the back logo, I feel like it would be made out of the same red fabric that the red of the suit would be made out of. Either that or some faux leather. And here's what I think it would look like if it was, screen printed onto some spandex.